Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the G.I. Joe Classified Series number 186, Lifeline. Let's get into it! Let's start things off with a look at the packaging. And here on the top, we've got the G.I. Joe star, that nice carbon fiber looking finish on it. Number 186. On the front, G.I. Joe Edwin Lifeline Steen. Nice window showcasing the majority of the figure and his accessories. G.I. Joe star, G.I. Joe Classified Series. Warning! Don't stick things in your pie hole if they don't belong there. 4 and up, there's the assortment number if you need that kind of thing. And Hasbro print on the bottom. Small print, fine print, legalese print, made in China print, symbols I'm not going to learn, and a barcode. And over on this side, we've got some nice artwork of Lifeline there. Getting ready to go into action, it looks like. G.I. Joe Classified Series number 186. On this side, number 186 G.I. Joe star. And then we've got his skill sets right there. And then that same artwork from the other side, just kind of shaded differently. And then there's a QR code right there. If you dare to scan it, you may do so now. And it says Parents Asterisk. Hopefully it just takes you to GIJoe.com, but it may also take you to shop.hasbro.com. I haven't scanned it in a long time, so I don't know exactly where it goes. G.I. Joe Classified Series at the very bottom. On the back, number 186 G.I. Joe star over here in the corner. Nice practical shot of the figure in action. Some digital renders over here trying to showcase the up-close stuff, I guess, or some of the features. And then here we have his skill set again, G.I. Joe Edwin Lifeline Steen. And then here's the asterisk, GIJoe.com. So that's where it says it takes you. Scan it and see. I don't remember. Warning, attention, Octoon, don't stick things in any language pie hole that do not belong there. Don't give it to babies. Attention, especially don't stick it in your French pie hole. And then there's that symbol I'm not going to learn. And this small fine legalese stuff. And Hasbro print. Made in China print also. And that, my friends, is a look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and his accessories. And we have handy dandy tweezers standing by in case we need them. And we will, because there's some small stuff in here. So first up, we've got the oxygen mask with a hose, and it's all made in clear plastic, and it's very flexible. And, you know, no strap on it to put it on anybody's face, so I guess he just has to hold it over their face like he's kidnapping somebody or something. I don't know. So, there's that. Here we have the IV bag with a strap to go on somebody's arm, so if they're getting fluids, I think this is a cool piece. I don't know if maybe it would have been better to have a clear clip, but maybe not. So it looks like an IV bag. You can definitely tell that's what it is. So next up we have a pair of goggles, and they have a strap around the back, molded in clear plastic it looks like. And then the strap is a paint app. So that's a cool piece. I guess that's for if somebody's helping him. And there's 2 of those, so he can have up to 2 helpers, I suppose. Or maybe he has to wear one. So that's neat. Next up, he has a pair of glasses. It looks like they're probably molded in clear plastic with paint on it for the frames. So that's a nice looking little piece. Let's see. Next up we have his sidearm, which is a weird piece for him to have because as far as I remember he was a pacifist and didn't like violence at all. But it's a modern looking piece. Nice molded details. Here is like a little bitty flashlight. So, you know, a few molded details in there. It's cool. It's enough that you can tell what it's supposed to be, I suppose. Then he has a knife, molded in black plastic, has a little bit of molded details in it. It looks like a rescue knife. It's got the seatbelt cutter on the back of it. So next up we have his helmet. And I like the red and white colors. I like the red and white of this figure overall. And it looks like the white is probably the paint app. And the mic may be a separate piece glued on. I can't really tell. But, so, it's a nice looking piece. I like it. Next up we have his backpack. It's got a nice little readout on it right here. Lots of nice little buttons and kibble and doodads on it. Paint app right here, and it wraps all the way around. Post right there. There's a gap right here. I don't know what that's for, and it looks like there's a port right there, but it's too shallow to be a port, unfortunately. Last accessory is his case, and you know, it's got that red and white round logo on it right there on both sides. Shouldn't it be like a red cross? That would be my guess. I don't know. So then you open it up, and it opens just like the original did, and it's got some details in it. I can't remember if the details, I can't remember if the original had details in it or just opened up. So he's got scissors, like some bottles, and the compressed air can right there, maybe a bandage. I'm not sure what those are. Could really use some paint apps on the inside of the case, in my opinion. And the case here is much smaller in dimension than the original that I remember. I remember the original one being a little bit wider and a little bit skinnier, but well, let's take a look at the figure. And I have to say, I think they did a good job. The face looks good. A unique sculpt, it looks like. And they did a nice job with the face printing. It's got, looks like a tampo right here. That's probably a tampo too. The rescue is probably a tampo. It's got some white for the knee pads. It's got some white for these pockets. Got white for these pockets. The holster here is molded in white plastic. White for this pocket. White for the elbow pads. The belt looks like it's molded in white plastic as well. And it looks like everything else is molded in color. Well, maybe the zipper here is a paint app, and maybe the t-shirt or the shirt under the jacket. Excuse me, under the jacket is also most likely a paint app. Let's talk about his articulation real quick. He doesn't really want to look up. He looks down that far. He's got some chicken neck. He's got waggle. He can do the full extras. The neck wants to follow it around though. Butterflies at the shoulder, goes back that far, goes forward that far. 360 degrees of rotation. And he can raise his arm up that high, which is a little better than 90 degrees. Cut at the upper bicep. Swivels around 360 degrees, but it does break that pocket. So at the elbow, double hinged pinless gives you that much bend. 360 degrees of rotation at the wrist on an up and down hinge on this side, and then in and out hinge on this side. He's got what I like to call that Marvel Legends ab hinge, but he also has a ball joint at the waist, or half dumbbell, whatever you want to call it. And the dumbbell gives him plenty of hula. It lets him lean left and right. It does give him 360 degrees of rotation. Now the ab crunch and the ball joint work in conjunction, and he can bend back that far. Good Lord. And he can lean forward that far. That is, wow. That's a lot. So he does have pull down hinge at the hips. He can give you that much of the splits, and you can see this being attached around his legs does cause some issue there, and probably at some points will cause some hindrance with articulation or posing. So he can kick forward that high, he can kick back that far, which is pretty good. Cut at the upper thigh, 360 degrees of rotation there, but then you can see it does break the rescue. But what can you do? Double hinged pinless knee gives you that much bend. Then at the lower shin there is a boot cut, 360 degrees of rotation there. And at the ankle bends down that far, so that's really good. Up that far, so that's okay. And then it does have a pin for rocker. Now as far as accessory storage goes, put the pistol in the holster and then close it up like that. So that's all good. And then let's see, here's his knife. It goes in this little side pouch right there. It doesn't seem like it fits the greatest, but it doesn't fall out, so that's good. Then he's got a little loop over on this side, and that's for this little itty bitty flashlight, and it just goes right in there. And it when it goes in the loop, it's got a lip on the bottom of it, so it stays in there. Now as far as the glasses and the helmet goes, I'm gonna pause this and be right back to get those on. Alright, so there we go. Had to use a little bit of handy dandy tweezer application there to get the helmet and the glasses and all that on there, and I'm still not 100% satisfied with it, but I guarantee you once you get these glasses in there with the helmet on, you don't have to worry about these falling off ever. So now let's take a look at his backpack. The strap overlay probably has to go up over the peg, and then you put that in position. And as far as the rest of it, other than the case here, he can hold that in his hand, and maybe he can hold one other piece in his hand, you know, whatever that you would like. IV, goggles, breath mask, or oxygen mask. But that pretty much does it, my friends, for a look at the figure, his accessories, and storage. Alright, my friends, I do have a little bit of an update on accessory stuff, and I really was gonna gig this figure on this because he has this oxygen mask, but it didn't plug into anywhere. But I did notice, and it's hard to see on here, maybe we can do it with the little pin light here, but on the oxygen tank there is a little bitty port on the nozzle facing up, and the oxygen mask cord will fit in there. You may have to get some pliers or tweezers or something to get it to stay in there good, but it does fit in there. So I'm glad I noticed that. I'm glad I could update you guys with that, because I really was going to gig this one hard for having that mask, but nowhere to plug it in. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have the G.I. Joe Classified Series Lifeline with the G.I. Joe Classified Series Doc and the G.I. Joe Classified Series Retro Carded Beachhead. Here we have the G.I. Joe Classified Series Lifeline with the Valaverse Action Force Special Deployment Series Swarm Sentry and the Valaverse Action Force Swarm Scarab. For our last set of comparisons, here we have the G.I. Joe Classified Series Lifeline with, from the Marvel Legends series, making his cameo appearance, Stan the Man Lee. From G.I. Joe Classified Series, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander. From Star Wars The Black Series, the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper. And for a 7-inch scale comparison, from the Masters of the Universe Masterverse line, the 40th Anniversary He-Man. For final ramblings on the G.I. Joe Classified Series Lifeline, I have to say I was really gonna gig this figure pretty badly about not having a port for the oxygen mask to go in, but if you watched the whole video, you saw I had a little update there. And inside the case, on the oxygen bottle spout, there is a little port there that it will fit into, and it's really hard to see, and you have to be looking for it hard in order to find it. So there is that. So it doesn't get gigged on that. Now I will say his helmet is a bit tight. It's not easy to get on with the glasses. The goggles may be a different story, but I think maybe the strap is a little thick for this particular helmet. So there is that. I wish maybe the case had a little bit more storage in it, so we could get, you know, all of his accessories stored up on the figure. I like the backpack. It's really cool looking. I like the readout on it, you know, where it gives you heart readings and blood pressure and that kind of stuff. I guess it could be whatever kind of readings you wanted it to be. The little itty bitty flashlight is weird, but you know, I guess he doesn't need a real big one. And I remember the original figure coming with this, you know, the pistol holster on his chest, and I just always thought that was a weird thing, being that this guy was, you know, like a conscientious objector and you know, refused to fight and all of that stuff. So I found it a little odd that he came with that. Maybe he only uses it for rescue operations where he has to maybe shoot out some glass or something. I don't know. But he comes with it regardless. I like his little knife that he comes with. That's pretty cool. It's cool that he comes with the case. And it is cool that the mask does connect into the case, and so that's cool. I like the IV bag with the little clip on it, so you can clip it on different guys, and somebody's going to have to hold that fluid up so that it dispenses properly, because there's no post or anything like that for it, and that's okay. And again, if I really had to gig this figure on anything, it's just like the helmet and the glasses, and they don't work that well together. It's a little difficult to get everything positioned correctly. Well, that does it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. If you are interested in supporting my channel further, I'm now offering memberships at various tiers. Click the join button on my YouTube page, or check this video's description for the link and see if any membership offers are right for you, but only if you are in a position to do so. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you would like to see more content or just help the channel grow, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you'll be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.